you're thinking about doing something, but you procrastinate because it may not be pleasant. It's temporary. You're going to get through it. It doesn't last forever. So that feeling that I had last night when I launched, got the client, and then some things went left, and I had to scramble to fix it, it's temporary. It's less than 24 hours later, and I'm sitting here talking to you, and I don't even remember what that feeling in my stomach felt like. I feel good. I fixed it. Client, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything's Gucci. It's like, it's temporary. Let's do a soft intro here.
What's a soft intro?
It's where I say, and we're recording again.
Why?
Because
you're not used to me questioning, are you?
This is threw me off there. I don't know if you meant why am I doing that or why are we recording?
Like, no, why are you doing that?
Why do anything in life?
Fine, let's do it. Just do it live. Let's do it live.
That's it, man. We're recording. Ken, what's up?
What's up, Doc?
Chilling. It's nighttime.
Not bad,
It's evening. There's been a lot going on today.
Yes.
And we're just getting around to this thing. And we both have families. So there's babies that need tending to.
Yes.
So
last minute drop-offs.
We're going to try to get through this quickly and go have dinner and hug on our babies. Welcome to Products of Circumstance, podcast with Ken Skeen and myself, Fenton Joseph. We discuss mental health and mindset matters through the lens of Black men. The show is unscripted, unfiltered, and mostly unedited. We choose our topics randomly. Ken's going to tell us what we're going to talk about. But first, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, share with somebody who's on their personal development journey. Because it's hard out here in them streets, in these emotional streets on your own. That's why we do this, so that we can kind of share, you know what I'm saying, some nuggets of wisdom and some frameworks with people to help them navigate all their stuff. So what are we going to talk to people today about?
All right.
Today?
So, this is how I journal. I text myself things as I speak to myself in my car rides to work. And so this is what I texted myself. All right. So we're going to talk about procrastination, right? Don't think, just do. You and I were having this discussion about a week ago, maybe. And when we got off the phone, I was like, you know what? That sounds like a good episode. And it's just about, sometimes we need to just take action in order to get the result we want or desire instead of talking about it. What we do sometimes is we put ourselves in a corner and we do nothing about moving forward with our idea. Instead, we just continue to talk about why it may not work. So it's really the episode's about procrastination because we as I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, what do you want to call it? But I'm talking about my personal thing of, going through my own endeavors of procrastination. A lot less lately in my life. Like me, say in my 20s, it was so worried, right? We are so worried, or I was so worried about what if it fails, or what if I can't do it, or what if I don't have the right tools, or right? All these what ifs, right, that we put as a species into our heads of why it can't be done, instead of telling ourselves why it can be done, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, along your journey in life, my journey in life, I've learned to just say, why not just try it? See what happens. And I know Fenton likes to say there's no such thing as failure. It's just a lesson. I say, yeah, there is failure. And hopefully you learned from the failure so that, you come up with an idea, right? You try the idea, you execute the idea, that is, right? So idea, execution. And if you do not succeed, learn from the failure or learn from the experience and try again. And it's just one big circle, right? So idea, right? Start your path. So execute, idea, execute, learn, try again, right? And I've learned in my life that's what I've been doing. But as a species, like you look at other animals, there's no can I do it, can I not? You see little baby, you look at the nature channel, you see what is it, like gazelle, right? There's a pit of alligators. They have to get over that 100-yard, let's say 50-yard dash of this river to the other side. They may step back for a sec to figure out how far they're going to jump in, but it is all right. Let's do this, right? But as human beings, we're sitting there trying to figure out what paint color to make the living room. Like, come on.
But can we not gloss over the fact that like 30% of the gazelles don't make it?
But it happens, all right?
You know what I'm saying?
All right? Things happen, all right?
Like, I think some of them are shook. I think some of them
They still jump. They still jump. Hey, the point of the story is they
whole
still
documentary,
jump.
and some of them didn't jump. They got eaten.
Well, they were about to jump until the alligator from behind got them.
They took too long.
But they were still going to jump.
They were going to jump.
They're going to jump.
See it in his eyes. He was going to do it. He just didn't because the alligator got him.
Let's I hate the word try. I was about to say let's try to stop procrastinating. Try is a dangerous word. I'm not a fan of the word try. I don't like when my children use the word try. But I'm not into Star Wars, but I get what Yoda said if I'm using this. I know, and I don't say that in a bad way. I just never got into the whole Star Wars.
We've got about 10 listeners, Ken. Three of them are my family members, and they're Star Wars fans like me.
Again, I'm not putting Star Wars down. I just never got into the series, and maybe I need to sit down and watch it. I have other things to watch.
You do.
Anyway, Yoda said what? There's no such thing as try. There's only can and cannot.
There is no try.
Right?
Only do.
Only do. So there you go. So there is no try. Either you're doing it or you're not doing it. You didn't try it. You didn't try it out. You didn't try drawing. You didn't try painting. You didn't try like whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't try it. You did it. Whether or not you succeeded in your task, that's a different story. So that's why I don't like the word try. But Yoda is absolutely right. That little green gremlin was right.
Gremlins, the whole other movie.
Yo, Gremlin was legit, by the way. Gremlins 2 was legit too.
I just remember the most disgusting part was the water when they got wet, and then they got the boils on them.
On their backs.
Like, come on, man. That's disgusting. And that's why the movie works, because they were cute and cuddly until they got wet. And then it was nasty.
It was a mogwai.
Disgusting.
You know, we're losing some listeners right now. They have no clue what gremlins are. They don't know what a mogwai is. Google it.
We're gonna change the on the website to the podcast from two 40-something-year-old men, Ken Skeen and Fenton Joseph. So everybody understands we're born in the 80s, right? Were you 79?
Stop it, man. What are you doing to me? Don't put an extra year. Don't put an extra year, man.
I was just doing the math.
1980, my dude.
80. Okay, so you're 1 year.
1 year, man.
So my point is, we were born in the 80s. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we have a reference for that people aren't going to understand. Anyway, while I disagree with your stance on Star Wars, what I will say is that I 100% agree. We got to stop with the trying. Like, we have to stop procrastinating. I have been I've been working on, with Olive Branch Digital, I've been working on releasing a new service or launching a new service. And I've been working on launching this service for quite some time now. And I will say that probably 60, I'm trying to make myself look good. Probably 60%.
Someone's got to do it, brother. Do it. Post up.
Probably 60% of the, if I want to make myself look good, I'd say 70% of the delays comes from like actual time spent working on creating the infrastructure, planning everything, making the SOPs, the standard operating procedures, and developing the website and doing all this other stuff. Like, it actually takes time to do that. It took months to create everything. And the other percentage is me just overthinking it. And as I was overthinking certain parts of it, it just took forever to actually do it. You know what I'm saying? I have a wife, thank God, that is involved in my business. I talk to her about everything that I do in my business. And sometimes I would be talking to her about a certain aspect of it, a certain phase of the development. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm overthinking it, aren't I? And she's like, yeah, yeah, you are. It's like all that stuff, like, or you could just be done. You could just do it. You could just launch it and see what happens, or you can move on to the next phase. And I came across a gentleman. I met a gentleman recently. Um, Pause. I met a gentleman recently who he's already kind of like a mentor type of figure, like a mentor kind of figure. Um, he's like really far ahead of me in the business world, and he's accomplished so much stuff. And so he's got this 30,000-foot view. And these are the people that I love meeting and being mentored by, people who are like much older than me. Honestly, folks, and we'll get back to the procrastination thing in a second. It's like there's only so much. Iron can only sharpen iron so much if you're like in the same place together. You know what I'm saying? Like there's things that only people who are older and more experienced and more wise and have done more than you are going to be able to impart to you. But we I don't know what it is if like people don't like to sit up underneath somebody, you know what I'm saying, or sit at somebody's feet, old school apprentice style, and just, you know what I'm saying, like receive wisdom because of their ego. You want to be in the room with people who are just like you. What you don't realize is that they got the same issues that you have, same procrastination, you know what I'm saying, still trying to figure stuff out too. And they move as slow as you do. Y'all just think y'all moving at the same speed. Well, you might be moving at the same speed, but it's actually slow. When you start talking with people who have done things, actually accomplished things, one of the first things that they'll teach you is that done is better than perfect every single time.
Yeah, like the Apple iPhone.
Every single time. We're not talking about Apple right now. It's next week. and so I'm speaking to this gentleman, and he's graciously hearing all of my excuses. He's listening to all of my rants about the complexity of all the stuff that I have to do. And he's like, Fenton, I hear everything that you're saying. I just want to share another perspective with you. You could just you could just launch it. He said it's good to fail fast. And then you could find out everything that's wrong that you need to fix. He's like, you're thinking ahead of time, trying to think of all the things that are going to go wrong that you're going to need to fix and all this stuff that's going to overwhelm you, because you have a baby now and, like you're going to have to deal with that and time. And he's like, you could just very nicely, very politically and so you could just launch it and let the problems present themselves to you.
Right.
And then address them. And I think the thing, I'm not speaking for everybody, but I think the thing that makes people anxious is when they think about all those different problems that could present themselves. They're like, well, if they're presented to me, am I going to be able to deal with them? And so I think procrastination at the root of it, for me, I don't want to overstep here. I will say that I think procrastination has to do with like feeling like you can actually handle the situation that arises. But it's going to happen one way or another.
Right.
It's either going to happen now or it's going to happen later. You're kind of just delaying the inevitable, And what's funny is I launched it the other day. I launched the service. I got my first client, and I was super happy that I got the first client. And thank you. Yeah. Well, how it's been a while.
I know. Golf claps.
Golf claps. So I get the client. I start going through the process. Okay, I need to make sure that she gets this and she gets that.
Everything you planned for, baby. Everything you planned for.
Everything starts unraveling. Like everything. I'm like, oh, crap. You know what? I actually forgot that I got to do this. Oh, man. And I thought I had did this, but I actually missed this thing. And I missed this and I missed that. And I missed so much stuff. And so it was like, if I had just launched it, all the problems would have presented themselves to me. That's why I say worrying is suffering twice, right? Because you suffer for something that hasn't even happened yet. And then if it does happen, you got the worry again. And that's what happened to me. I really should have just launched it and then scrambled as quickly as I possibly could to fix the things that presented themselves as problem when it actually happened, which is exactly what I ended up doing. Was up late last night making sure that things were in place, you know what I'm saying? Like after it had already gone out the door. And it's like, honestly, me as a business owner and probably more as a person, as a human being, I don't care, you know what I'm saying? Like if people see this and they're like, oh, like he runs a business and it's like he doesn't know what he's doing or anything like that. Like, check my lane thing, dog. I got my
So,
resume is
that's the same person. The person you're bringing up right now is the person sitting on the couch watching you do something while they're thinking about all the plans they have in their head. So, I mean, come on.
my resume is fantastic. I've I've done amazing things. I continue to do amazing things. I'm doing amazing things right now. And when you're in it, as a business owner that like this is just how the day goes. I mean, Jeff Bezos has to deal with whether or not his people are prepared for a new service launching or whatever. Like you don't see all the underworkings and the underpinnings of things. I'm just not, I don't have an ego. I'm not ashamed to say like this is how business goes. Some things go left, some things they go right. At the end of the day, you make sure that your customer is good, but some things don't always go as planned. Anyway, that being said, it was a really, really good lesson for me to just do because I played myself. Because you can't
played myself.
Played myself.
No,
you can't
didn't.
plan for everything. But I played myself in the sense that I was so arrogant to think that I could control every possible scenario that could arise.
Good.
And
it's good that you did that. No, stop. I'll stop you right there. No, it's not.
Talk to me.
No, it's not. Yo, that is straight up some gangster. I got this. Good. It's good that you had that mind frame of I got this. Everything is good. I'm gonna launch it. Who cares? I think that's what people need to just do more. All right, things went wrong. But in your head, you said, I got this. I got everything planned. I got my T's dotted, my I's crossed. Right?
All right. I don't want to cut across you, but I hear what you're saying, and I think it's important because if somebody's listening to this, there's two things being said, and both can be true. There is just a little nuance to what you're saying that I want to clarify and hope that I'm hearing it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
It is good that I said, oh, I got everything covered. Great. Let's put it out now. What I want to clarify is that I think I took too long to get to that point because the reality is you can never actually have everything covered and you're going to have to deal with something. It could be a little thing. It could be a big thing. It could be one thing. It could be lots of things, but something is going to happen that you didn't control for. And I think you should just move quickly to get to that place where you find out what's wrong
and rectify it.
And just deal with it then instead of delaying the inevitable.
Right.
Because that's money that could have been in my bank account a month ago.
Right. That's my point. But you got to keep that attitude of, I got this. I think people just need to keep that attitude more of, I got this. Look, when I do career paths, right? Both you and I have changed career paths multiple times in our life, right? Yeah. My last career change was 13 years ago when I got into car sales. Knew nothing. I thought because I knew about cars and I could figure out a car by its headlights and I know what the 85 Supra looks like with my eye, what it sounds like with my eyes closed. Knowing cars and selling cars are two different things.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I learned that the very hard way. And then I'm thinking to myself, I was a project supervisor in Manhattan doing $1 million build dots. I know how to read blueprints since I'm 15. I got this. Yeah. No. But in my head, I said, I got this. Even though I didn't know it, fake it till you make it kind of thing, learn as you go. Yeah, but people need to start doing that more instead of just being scared of their own shadow and being scared that they're going to fail. Too many people are just worried about, what if, And that's where the procrastination sits in of what if? Yeah, but what if you make it? What if you succeed? What if you just learn something new? What did it say? I was listening to a podcast and the guy was talking about how many hours, like if you put 20 minutes a day into something, he was talking about playing the guitar.
Mm.
And if you do 20 minutes a day, 365 days a year of learning how to play a guitar, and that many minutes equals, I'm butchering this, but everyone's going to get the gist. And you put that a year later of 20 minutes a day, how advanced you'll be compared. You'll be like 1% of the people who learned and, started playing it, and then they waited 3 months and let's pick it up one more time. And I'm not going to do that again. I suck at this. I'm not going to try it. But anything, if you draw for 20 minutes a day, if you learn how to produce for 20 minutes a day, if you learn how to, we're not talking about being a doctor and doing brain surgery right now, but
I've done it.
if you just take the time out, 20 minutes a day, 20 minutes is not a lot of time.
Mm.
All right. If you think about it, that's a half-hour show without the commercials, right?
Mm.
We can sit there and watch your favorite show that's a half hour long on TV. Forget the commercials. It's a 20 to 22-minute show. 20 minutes a day. Take a skill that you've been putting off, or you're in the workforce and you're looking to try to change careers, let's say, and you need to learn how to code, or you need to learn how to whatever. I'm not going to get into a list of details here. And take 20 minutes a day. You're going to learn something new. You're going to start unlocking things in your brain, and that the procrastination, or you just saying it can't be done, I can't do this, what if this happens, it starts to fade away. Mm-hmm. But you got to put yourself in that realm of, yes, I can do it. Mm-hmm. And try it. And if it's not for you, then move on. But at least you tried it, instead of thinking to yourself on the couch while you're watching an episode of freaking Gilmore Girls. That shows you how old I am. At least you're trying something new that you've always wanted to try. Yeah. At least you can, maybe it does change your career. Maybe it does change your life. What does it say? You need that one day, right? You need that one day that can change your entire life. One day, that one thing can change your entire path in life, of maybe even the greatest wealth, where you can actually help your friends and family out, or the new invention, or the new medical tool that will change the way cancer tumors are taken out. That one thing. But you got to get off the couch. You got to get out your own head, which is a very dangerous place if you stay in there too long. Yeah. With negative thoughts. Got to get out your own head and actually just try something. Something you've been putting off. If you're listening right now, here's some homework. There's that one thing you've been putting off. The one thing, just one. Just start off with one, right? Baby steps. Baby steps. My 11-month-old right now is taking baby steps. He's up to 3, I think 4. Right. He's gonna walk soon, and then he's gonna start running, and then the walls are gonna hurt. But things hurt, right? When you're pushing through, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts a lot. But once you get it, man, you'll be running. And I think people need to just, not I think, I know people just need to do it more and stop getting in your own way and stop procrastinating, painting yourself into a corner of why it can't be done. Like Fenton, what you just said, just launch. See what happens. Launch. I started a t-shirt company because someone, like my wife's uncle, had said, man, I'd wear that on a shirt, that sketch you did on your computer. And a month later, I started a t-shirt company. I ended up in 4 stores. I stopped it because I became a manager. Yada, yada, yada. I stopped it. It wasn't a passion of mine. I just wanted to see if I could do it. Literally just did to see if I could do it.
You did it. Yeah, it's more than a lot of people can say. It's like, I feel so bad when I hear people talk about something that they want to do and they never do it. Like that potential, you know what I'm saying, is like, I don't want to leave this earth with potential. You know what I mean? Like, I really, really, really do endeavor to try to do everything. You know, I've done so much. I've been a telephone operator, like a zero operator.
Yeah, you told me.
Like I've been a zero operator. I've worked for a bank. I used to work for Chase Bank when I was a kid. I did customer service. I learned a lot about customer service. I worked at a movie theater. I was a movie theater manager. I used to clean the movies, as an usher, walk around picking up popcorn off the floor. I worked at as a brand manager, director of corporate communications. I worked in the advertising industry. I've worked at finance startups doing stuff. I obviously run my own business. I've had a microphone company, started a microphone company, from the ground up. I've just done a lot of interesting things. Obviously music production, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been on MTV, you know what I'm saying? Like BET had my music on the radio, Hot 97, Funk Flex, dropping bombs on my music. Like I've done all these interesting things. Excuse me. Just because I've never been afraid to try something. And
Mhm.
and I want to make sure we come back to the procrastination thing. It's like I think especially when you're young, it can be really easy to just do stuff. You don't procrastinate much because you're just like you haven't been you haven't had like the zeal like stomped out of you yet by the world. You know what I'm saying? Like your eyes are open wide and you're just like anything is possible. My little kid, you know what I'm saying? Like cows can be blue, you know what I'm saying? The sun can be green, everything is possible. The world can be whatever you want it to be. And as we get older, like society just stomps the creativity out of you, stomps the imagination out of you, and says, nah, you got to go to work and handle your responsibilities. And I think that the procrastination can be like a trauma response. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like,
Mhm.
well, last time I did something, the world said to me through whatever manifestation it was, whether it was somebody saying, you shouldn't be doing that, you can't do that, that's never going to work, or you tried something and it hurt, you told someone that you liked them and then they rebuffed your advances, you you started a business and it failed. You know what I'm saying? Like you tried going to the gym and you hurt your back, you never went back. And life in the aggregate kind of trains you to be cautious and be like, I'm not sure if I should do that. And we just spent, I think we spend a lot of time thinking about all the things that maybe we shouldn't do because experience tells us, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. But I said to my daughter today, I said, baby, everything is temporary. She had hurt her, I think it was her hand. No, her tongue. She bit her tongue while she was eating something. And we're holding her. Her mother's holding her, and I'm holding her by her hand. And I said, it's going to go away real soon. I said, just give it a few seconds. The pain's going to go away. And she's crying. And wait a second. 30 seconds. So you feeling better? Yeah. Yeah. I said, everything is temporary. Do you know what temporary means? No, Dad, what is that? I said, it means it doesn't last forever. And that was yesterday. We talked to her this morning in the bathroom as we were getting washed up and stuff. And I said, you remember we talked about temporary? I said, everything's temporary. She said, I'm cold. I'm shivering. She's cold. I said, it's temporary. I said, here, come on, dry off. Now the
Mhm.
water's off you. Now you're dry. Now you can put your clothes. It's temporary. It doesn't last forever. And I think, we forget sometimes that, yeah, something may hurt. It may be uncomfortable, whatever. You're thinking about doing something, but you procrastinate because it may not be pleasant. It's like, it's temporary. You're going to get through it. It doesn't last forever. So that feeling that I had last night when I launched and got the client and then some things went left and I had to
Mhm.
scramble to fix it, it's temporary. It's less than 24 hours later. And I'm sitting here talking to you and I don't even remember what that feeling in my stomach felt like. I feel good. I fixed it. Client, you know what I'm saying? Like everything's Gucci. It's like, it's temporary. So if we could just, keep that in our heads that it's going to be okay. Doesn't mean it don't hurt. It doesn't mean it might not be comfortable. Heartbreak is real. You know what I'm saying? All these things are real, but it's temporary.
I love that wrap up.
Wise
It was
man.
thank you for sharing, Fenton. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing.
you're a wise man, Ken.
I'm a wise ass. What do you want?
Um, please hit the notification bell, y'all. Share this, please. That would be super amazing. We want people to know that everything's temporary if you wait long enough. So just go ahead, jump. No, we may not be here tomorrow. But if you are, we'll be posting.
Damn, that was dark.
We'll be posting clips on social media so that this lives on forever and ever. Hey, man, we said we were going to do this. We did it. We did not procrastinate, much in part to you, thanks to you, because you just pushed it through. And that was awesome. It was. I'm not even like being like sideways complaining. Like it was great to see you want to do something, and it's just hitting me up all the time. Like, yo, what's next? What's next? What's next? And it's like, that's how everything needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Like the speed with which we got this thing going, everything needs to be like that. Because if it's not,
we had some obstacles today too.
yeah, we did. But we stuck with it.
We tried to start. Just so people know, we tried to start this like 3 times today, and it was like, you got to get, got to get my son off the bus. All right, Fenton, I'll be right back. All right, we're good. Let's start. Oh, got to drop my daughter to art class. Okay, all right, I'll be right back. And then this morning was like, oh yeah, my bad. I gotta go to the hospital real quick for something real quick. Yeah.
Like we're doing this at night. We usually do it in the morning because there was stuff going. Life was lifing. We got kids. We got things was going on. But we showed up, and we get it done. People,
bro, I appreciate you. I appreciate your patience with me today, brother.
Likewise, I'm the one who couldn't record this morning. It all started with me. So anyway,
all good.
We'll catch y'all next week, y'all. Stop trying. Just subscribe. Don't try to subscribe.
Yeah, just do
subscribe.
It.
Stop procrastinating.
Get it together. Twinkle, twinkle, baby. Twinkle, twinkle.